Hey guys, and welcome back to another type soul video. So in this video I'm basically going to be ranking every Shikai in the game. This is updated because I've added Kyoka Suigetsu and Duality. So if you guys do agree with my tier list, you can let me know. If you disagree, that's also fine. This tier list will be based on my personal experience and the game itself. First up we got Ink. Ink is a very solid Shikai, it is a legendary, and the move where you can take off someone's like element for a bit, I think it's the X move, and the C move where you kind of like, I guess, like dash at someone ish. Those are really good. The sword critical itself and the Z move are pretty lame, I guess, but honestly, it's not too brain dead, the Shikai, so I'd put it at A. Next up, we got Judgment. Judgment is a rare. It only has like one good move. It is pretty trash. Don't go for it, honestly. It's not worth it. I'll put it at D just so that you don't think of going for it at all. Next, we got Ice. Ice is one of my favorite Shikais personally, but apart from that, it is really good. It is a bit brain dead towards Bankai form and even Shikai because the moves do freeze you. And it has a counter where depending on how much damage it receives, it gives. So, that's pretty OP. Definitely an S tier for me. Next we got Suzumebachi. So Suzumebachi is really like pretty like damn good with let's say Hakuda, because the moves are pretty close range, the first two moves, so otherwise they're pretty hard to hit. But the C move is probably the best move, honestly. But being a legendary, it's still pretty mid. It's not bad, but it's not honestly worth going for unless you're Hakuda, in my opinion. Next we got Berserk. Berserk has really good moves. For example, the X move kind of reminds me of Blood's move, but except you don't lose any health. So, free damage. Berserk doesn't do too much damage itself though, but having the C move which kind of like auto tracks your target and makes you go to them, and having like this limit breaker move, it is a very solid Shikai, and so honestly it's like an A or B for me, but I'll put it at B because this does depend on who's playing with it. Next we have Blood. So honestly, Blood is honestly hella glazed. And I'm gonna be real with y'all, I have the Blood Shikai and Bankai at the moment, and it's just not all that. Because the Bankai is like really tough, but the Shikai is just below mid. It's so bad. Because, for example, the C move for Blood Shikai, it might look easy to hit, but it's actually really hard to, even though it's supposed to be like the best ranged move or whatnot. Because I know the other two moves have no range at all. So why do I need a combo just to hit C, which is supposed to be like a run-up attack? Honestly, Blood Shikai needs a buff. Next we have Flower. So, Flower is like, it's pretty good Shikai, but it kind of does depend on your build. If you're playing like a skilled-ish build, it's hard to land the move sometimes. I've tried that myself. If you're using a like speedish, maybe you can pretty much go do pretty well with the Shikai. It's a pretty fun Shikai as well, so I'd have to put it at A. Next we got Wuta. So honestly, Wuta is downplayed a lot, and Wuta is really good. One of my favorites as well. If you have like Longsword or a really good build with it, you can do like a lot of stun and a lot of damage. You just have to be good with it. But Wuta is very solid Shikai, very good Bankai. Definitely go for it if you don't know what to go for. Next we have Confusion. So the Confusion Shikai, as everyone who has played Type Tool enough would know, that Confusion is garbage. It's actually really bad. If you're using Hakuto with it, you could probably cook a bit, but otherwise, I'm gonna be real, Confusion has no use. It does no damage and just tricks your opponent, so yeah, honestly, I'll put it at I would put it at C because it has some uses. I feel like putting it at D is a bit harsh, so let's just put it at like, actually no, let's just leave it at D because it's mid. Next, we got Shadow. I can't stress enough how good Shadow is. The moves are all insanely good. You can like put a mark on someone and then hit them later. Like, I feel like that's pretty unfair, but I mean, Shadow is just a common Shikai for some reason, but Shadow is just amazing. It is really, really good and can be comboed with a lot. It is very multivariant in my opinion. You can do a lot with it. So I'll have to put it at A. Next we got Creation. So people will probably look at Creation and they will be like, yeah, Creation is bad, but Creation is honestly good. Like, it is unironically a good Shikai. So the Bankai is a lot better, but if we're talking about Shikai form, it is, if you're like a really good player and you've got a good build, this could be a B or a C, but I'll leave it at B for like an overall rating. So next we got fire. Honestly, fire is pretty good. Uh, it's used a lot with Hakuda, but you can use it with a lot, and the moves do good damage, and they're good at themselves. You know, they don't. It doesn't really need anything. So honestly, it's an A. Next we have wind. I'm gonna be real. The only people I see use wind are people who use like Soul Reaper Kido. I honestly don't see many wind users, so I can't say too much about it. But the stunts are pretty OP with Kido, so it could be an A. But then again, it's not used very much. Um, it is pretty build dependent. I'll have to put it like B or C, but I'll have to leave it B. Next, we got Zangetsu. So, Zangetsu is very solid. It doesn't do the most damage, but it has amazing AoE, and it has a lot of build variants that you could do with it. So, Zangetsu, in my opinion, is definitely an A. Next, we have Poison. So, Poison is again a lot, just like Fire, it's used a lot with Hakuda, but honestly, it's like a mid version of Fire in my opinion. It doesn't do as much damage, but it is still pretty OP with the moves and whatnot. But I'll have to put this at B. Now for the mythical Berihime, I'm gonna have to put this at S due to the good damage it has and how the moves are all good. So the two moves have really good range, and then it's got a move where you can like, trick people with it. It's like a clone of you. So this is definitely Shikai wise, this is definitely an S for me. Okay, next we've got the two new last ones. So if we're talking about duality, I gotta say, bro, I gotta glaze this to the max, bro. Duality is amazing. It's got its own moves. It's got more Shikai moves than other ones because it has like, it has a yin and a yang variant. It is just amazing. You could go medic and have a really good build of this. It is crazy good, alright? Anyone you fight with ranked, even noobs sometimes, are boosted because of how good the moves are. This is 100% an S tier, no question. Okay, and for the last one, you've got Aizen's Kyoka Suigetsu. So, I gotta say, bro, just like duality, in fact, this might be even more brain dead. Then this might be the most brain dead Chica, honestly. It's either this or ice, but the reason I'd go for this is because, hear me out on this, alright? Kyoka Suigetsu has a shatter move where if you manage to do more damage, you do 1.5 times more damage than your original damage without shatter. Which, if you'll ask me, that's crazy. It is more than you think. So instead of doing like a bar and a bit, you could be doing close to over 2 bars. It is pretty damn good when you think about it. But obviously that's if you're good. But even if you're not good, the move where clones go around you is just, it's so brain dead how easy it is to land it. And honestly, like, and then someone just like lands a waterfall dance on you and whatnot, you're kind of just trapped there. Like, it is really annoying to fight Kyoka. No joke, it is so annoying to fight it. Sometimes I'll be fighting people with Kyoka Suigetsu who are visibly terrible at the game, but they end up beating me because of how easy it is to use it. And for the last move of Kyoka Suigetsu, it basically when you hit the person, it makes a clone, and that clone has to be one of the best type sword players I've seen in my life. But honestly, on a real note, the Kyoka Suigetsu clone is crazy good. If you manage to infinite stun someone, you're basically Todo and Yujiing your opponent. It is crazy. It is no joke OP. Anyone who says buff it because it's bad or something, you just have a skill issue. If you're bad with Kyoka Suigetsu, there is something wrong. There's no way you can lose easily with it. There's just no way. Anyways, enough glazing, but I'ma be real, bro. If you guys are new to the game and you don't know what to go for, this is the tier list, bro. This is the tier list. Trust me, bro. I got you, bro. This is what you need to go for. Anyways, though, a lot of things, like, for example, blood might be very controversial, but I gotta say, guys, okay? I don't like Blood Chikai. It needs a rework, or it needs a buff, or anything, bro. Half the time I'm fighting, I'm always on 3 bars because I lose too much health, and it's just dumb. It's like I'm starting at 3 bars. Because sometimes I just don't feel like I'm healing. I'm just saying. But anyways, yeah, if you guys did enjoy this, like and sub. Obviously, comment your opinions. I'm interested, bro. I'm interested. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? Obviously, tell me why. Like, so it's not so bland, so that you're not just saying it for the sake of it. And just so that maybe there's something I didn't know about, like, for example, am I downplaying something? Am I glazing something too much? You guys can let me know. But anyways, yeah, that's gonna be all for now. Join my Discord server if you want. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.